And it's not unusual for it to be in Conway. I went to the University of Miami. It's not in Miami. It's in Coral Gables.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it could be Myrtle Beach University.
Well, you responded to one of the biggest potential critics there in that it is located, as you say, in the city of Conway, but you give a good point.
Yeah,
the University of Miami is actually not in Miami.
No, it's in Coral Gables.
Incredible. Well, we ought to start a campaign. I think you're exactly right. I love the Coastal Carolina brand. I like that name. And surely CCU flows well, but MBU sounds great.
What's wrong with Coastal Carolina University? It's confused with so many other schools.
Right.
And coastal doesn't define a particular area.
Right.
This is, like I said, 600 miles of coastal Carolina.
Right.
Whereas Myrtle Beach University, I mean, that would ring a bell. We're playing Clemson. Yeah. We're playing Georgia next year, right?
Right.
And just think, Myrtle
Penn
Beach.
State.
And then the community
weekend.
at Myrtle Beach would feel like they were part
Right.
of the school, and we would support the school more
That's a great
enthusiastically.
Point.
We've got our own university. You're a very influential person with the owner of the Myrtle Beach Herald.
It would be great for my business, yeah. That'd be great for me. The
and
Herald,
I think we ought to get it started.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Rename the school Myrtle Beach University.
Okay.
It would be helpful for the school and would be great for the university and great for us.
Next Thursday night at Hilda's party from 5 to 8, there's a gentleman there who's the chairman of the board there at the university.
Right.
And you will have to ask him, Billy Alford, what he thinks, and maybe some other folks will be there, but you can talk to him about that idea. But our focus here is on you today, and we've only got about 8 or 9 minutes.
Wow.
So I want to make sure we spend a little time focusing on your recent trip to China.
Yeah.
And having just got back, we've got 7 pictures here. I know we had 100 pictures to look at, but I'm going to go in order here. Share with viewers a little bit about this first picture, Jerry.
Well, that was on the Great Wall of China. That was the most phenomenal structure I've ever seen. Nobody can ever explain to me how they built it. It's 40 feet up in the air. It's made out of concrete and huge bricks, and it's at the very crest, as you can see, of all the mountains. And how they got the material up there to build it, I'll never understand.
And how long is it, Jerry?
7,000 miles.
Oh, come on. Is it really 7,000 miles long?
7,000 miles right on there.
All up on I've never even seen it or anything like it. I'm so glad you brought these pictures. That is powerful.
It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And it's big. It's wide enough to
drive a car.
12 or 18 feet. You drive a car up there. Of course, it's one you couldn't really drive.
Right.
And it's straight down on the other side. Nobody could possibly attack China back in those days. It was built hundreds of years ago.
Right, right.
And just
our director said it was built over a 1,300-year period.
Yeah, Don said
it's
that.
Incredible.
And he knows quite a bit about it. But anyway, it's an incredible place. You can see it from outer space.
Right.
And it was worth the trip just to go see that.
Wow. Well, here we've got another picture here of you in where, Jerry?
That's Tiananmen Square. You've heard so much about.
Right.
That's a traveling companion there. And that's Chairman Mao's, where they have his body embalmed in the back. Right.
Mao Zedong, is that right?
Chairman Mao is...
he is entombed. He goes by Chairman Mao.
Yeah.
He's entombed there. He's been embalmed, and he's entombed there.
They got him just like...
Is that whole building dedicated to him?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's his tomb.
That is fascinating. Here's another shot of you with another one of your traveling companions.
Well, I was doing the tango in Tiananmen Square. A lot of people out there, you can play the guitar, and it's a family place, huge, and it goes around the corner of the chairman's tomb. So a lot of people were out there dancing. They wanted to do the tango, and somebody had an iPod. So we did a few steps of tango and everything.
I don't see much litter or any junk sitting out on the ground out there, or a lot of trash cans even out there, Jerry. Is it a pretty clean city? This is in where? Beijing?
Beijing.
Beijing.
You're not going to find one cigarette butt in Beijing.
No.
There's no litter on the streets. There's nothing. It's just like an immaculate, you set the table. It's the most phenomenal place. Everything, in other words, there's flowers and shrubs everywhere.
Right.
The roads were laid off 600 years ago with shrubs in between and flowers. Every shrub, it's not one leaf sticking up. It's trimmed perfectly. Every flower. There's flower beds everywhere.
I can't even fathom that. How do they keep it so clean, Jerry?
Well, I don't know. I did see some crews out there working on it.
Yeah.
Now, the airport, the Great Wall, they have a place you can go to the Great Wall. It's 60 miles away, I'm sure. But the highway out there was a big, beautiful 6-lane highway, 6-lane highway. The shrubs were in the middle, the flowers were on the side. It was just like a garden. The whole place is just like a big garden.
Well, all the Americans who are obviously there, not to cut you off, that were there for the recent Olympics must have gotten a sight of something many of them have never seen before. Of course, we got another fascinating picture here of you, Jerry. What is this of?
This is the Forbidden City.
The Forbidden City. Where was that? Is that
That's
also
right
there?
in the middle of Beijing.
Oh, wow.
Very close to the bird's nest. Now, the Forbidden City is where the emperor and empress ruled China for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that were instrumental in building the wall. And it's a huge place with a lot of their inventions and statues and jade and so forth.
Mm-hmm. That's fascinating. Here's another good picture of you wearing a colorful shirt there. Do many folks in China wear colorful clothing like that?
They do have a lot of colorful clothing on sale. But that's a bird's nest in the background. That's a really phenomenal piece of architecture.
That is incredible. We've just got a couple minutes, Jerry. I want to make sure we're able to highlight, this is a shot of...
Well, those are some high school students. The people are just overly friendly there.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are more people that speak English in China than America. 300,000 people speak, 300 million people speak English. And they like to come up and practice their English with you.
It is
so
amazing.
it's a phenomenally friendly place. They're so proud of the bird's nest and the water cube and all that stuff. They wouldn't dare start a war. That might be hurt.
Well, of course, it is so clean there in the background. An entirely different city here, even a different trip, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, we went down to Kuala Lumpur, which is Malaysia.
In Malaysia.
And this picture was taken right out of my hotel room.
And that is
Twin Towers,
the Twin Towers.
Tallest Twin Towers in the world.
Right.
And the amazing thing, the first night I was there, at 5:45, I heard this noise, and it was calling people to prayer.
Wow.
At 5:40 in the morning, right in the metropolitan city, and I heard it right through my glass. And it's a Muslim city.
Right.
So 5 times a day, whatever happens, I don't know where it's recorded or a person's on there, but it's all the loudspeakers, and they're calling people to prayer. So you have to get used to that. It was a shock to hear it right in a modern place.
Oh, yeah, sure. Now, you are, on these trips, are you there for dancing? Are you there for pleasure? Are you there for a mixture of both?
Mixture of both. I always dance. There's always a dance venue. And,
right.
We dance and perform. But anyway, Kuala Lumpur is a phenomenal place, and those buildings between them have a huge shopping center. It's about 6 floors.
Right.
And there's a park right there in front of it. It's a beautiful city. If you ever get a chance to go there, go there.
And I suspect it's part of the reason you mentioned the Myrtle Beach University versus Coastal Carolina University is being in these cities, Kuala Lumpur, being in Beijing, being in places like that. Myrtle Beach may be recognized. Coastal Carolina, when you say Conway, otherwise it's just difficult to get it across.
Well, coastal is a beautiful sounding name.
Yeah.
But it's not specific. It doesn't define a particular place. Myrtle Beach would really put us on the map.
Right.
I was in L.A., and I picked up the sports page, and it had Myrtle Beach, the baseball team, listed.
Yeah,
right
Myrtle
there.
Beach
So
Pelicans
that
in
is
Los Angeles.
Yeah, that was good.
That is.
And when we played Penn State, it would be wonderful if it was Myrtle Beach University, Penn State.
We'll talk to some folks next week at Hilda's party about that and get the word. You know, Jerry, for you, what's been the most exciting aspect for you of having been a professional dancer for a number of years?
Well, I guess wherever I go, people want to make friends with you. They want to dance with you. And you're never a stranger in any city. You just walk in and dance and meet people. And it's wonderful. You don't have to go make friends with anybody. And I know really thousands of dancers. If I went into Miami Beach tonight, I could go in and know people that dance there. I know Gary and Linda, that's his girlfriend, they dance at the Deauville tonight. So it's great in that respect. However, you know, I'm interested in politics very much.
Right.
I used to be a sports announcer, and I'm very interested in sports and keep up with that avidly. And I'm watching the convention. I watched the Democratic
now. Right.
The Republican convention is starting tonight, actually.
Right.
I'll be right there watching it. So I'm a people watcher, and I like to have fun. Another place I like to go is 88's at Ross's.
Yes.
If you want to get dressed up, have a nice dinner, go up. Dean Morris is a longtime friend of mine.
Right.
And it's the best place to dance. You meet a lot of new friends and nice friends up there. And it's great music.
Never a stranger. Jerry, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We've so enjoyed having you, and happy Labor Day. Enjoy your party in the neighborhood this afternoon.
Thank you, and I'm going to go eat some breakfast now.
I'm sure you will. That's right, absolutely. Stay tuned. A little more Carolina people with Professor Jerry Fouts, Professor of Social Dance and Etiquette at Coastal Carolina University, coming up next. Think about it, the opportunity to both stay in shape and never know a stranger. To stay in shape and never know a stranger. Walking into a room and people coming up to dance. I mean, could you imagine? It'd be the greatest thrill for a single guy, let alone even a married guy. Jerry, the father of 3 girls, the opportunity, he still has women coming up to ask him to dance all the time, never knowing a stranger. And I bet you money if Jerry Fouts wasn't a professional dancer, folks would still come up. You've spent the last 25 minutes with him. Take the time to learn more about him. Monday nights at the YMCA at 7 and 8 p.m. Obviously, the students out at Coastal Carolina University enjoying him with his social dance skills, but also Tango All Night at AOL.com. If you want to have an opportunity to possibly look into some private lessons, send him an email, tangoallnight at AOL.com. Jerry Fouts, tremendous man, a tremendous person. Thanks for everything you do, Jerry.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Great to get you.